It was me and my Melpaka against the world. We were the dynamic duo. He was the paper, and I was the ass that it wiped. Together forever like BFFs, we hunted and slaughtered those who opposed us. As I was exploring, I caught my first glimpse at a Nightwing. A flying pal whose sheer size alone had me questioning if I was even able to capture it, but I knew eventually it would be mine. I upgraded my attack more and more so that I'd be ready to fight that big bird when the time came. I nearly committed vehicular manslaughter on this green monkey, but he didn't die, so I had to finish him off with a drive-by. I must have had some sort of vendetta for these poor little tansies because I made sure I rear-ended almost every single one that I saw. When replaying my footage, I couldn't help but think to myself, why? Why was I being so cruel? This poor lymph monk got about 5 to 6 arrows pierced into its back, and these tansies both got forcefully abducted by yours truly. But don't worry, I do not discriminate. I also took the life of these cotton balls just kinda sitting there enjoying life. You know, capturing these little Tiefens almost, and I mean almost, made me feel bad because of how cute they looked, but then I did a hit and run on the other one, so I had no time to really just sit down, soak in, and think about what I was doing. Besides committing these atrocities and abductions, I also came to find resources I needed for my base, and just generally trying to discover what other cool things this game has to offer. I saw this smoke rising atop of this mountain, and I knew I had to go investigate it. On my way there, I found breakfast, I found another victim, and I found the Rain Syndicate Tower fast travel spot. I knew I barely had enough space in my inventory to keep exploring, so I headed back home to drop some stuff off. I built a crusher. They built a crusher for me, and I was now able to upgrade my base to level 7. These little green monkeys showed a lot of potential. I mean, just look at how much they could do. This one guy even had a 50% work speed buff, but what really intrigued me was the red bar that said, "Required Tansy's assault rifle." Assault rifle you say, huh? Okay. I used my pal souls to increase his attack damage just to make sure he was ready to handle the assault rifle when the time came. I built some chests in my house to store some more random shit, and I used my tech points to finally unlock some metal tools because Lord knows I needed it. This poor worker was hungry, starving, damn near on its last legs, which meant his sanity was dipping fast. I wanted to make my workers a hot spring in order to fix this problem, but I did not have enough PAL fluids in order to do so. Truth be told, I didn't even know how to obtain them. So instead of dwelling on the problem, I built a furnace instead to smelt some ingot. It turns out that the reason my Kativa was dying wasn't due to harsh working environments and lack of food. No. It was because it was stuck somehow and couldn't get to the food basket. See, I take care of my captives. I went on a small enslavement spree just to level up enough to finally unlock the aforementioned assault rifle. Destructive power was now closer than I could ever imagine. I went out to find supplies and realized that my Melpaka is quite, how you say, ass in the water. With that lesson now learned, I came across an Electrobuzz, a Sparkit, and I ran it over. I found another one, also ran her over as well, but thankfully I was able to capture this one. A couple of Kremis were guarding this chest, so you guys know damn well that today was their last day on this planet, and that chest was mine. I mean, I don't know if the content inside of it would justify the lives I just took, but oh well. I was about to enter this cave, but this red demon symbol scared me away, and have you all forgotten? I'm quite pussy. A Vixie was snatched along with the Rushor, and bullying was spotted. These dire wolves almost took the life of my Melpaka, but I managed to capture one of them and run away from the rest. That's when, all of a sudden, I witnessed mass murder. These syndicate thugs were shooting the poor pals, and I knew I had to be the hero of this story. I used my spear to puncture this man multiple times and even tried to capture him, but it didn't work, so he met his maker instead. I'm not going to lie, bullets fired at me tend to hurt the health bar just a little bit, so I manifested my inner solid snake and freed this bristler that was held captive against her will. These god-awful thugs needed to pay for what they did, and I wasn't going to be the one who did it since I did not want to die. I took out my frustrations on this Kativa, captured it, and went back home. All of that exploring, and still, not a single PAL fluid obtained. How I even got 5 in the first place befuddles the fuck out of me. I got to work on a poisoned bow because after encountering those wolves and the thugs, I knew I needed more powerful tools. It was dangerous out there, man. The next morning, me and my monkey created some poison arrows, and the Mammoth walked into my base again. I couldn't do anything since I knew he would just fold my legs behind my ears. I tried to build a bridge across this river, but the thing is, I'm just like really deficient in my head, so I could not figure it out. I crafted a baseball bat, which I couldn't wait to use, and a high quality workbench. It's from this workbench that I will eventually be able to craft my metal tools. I went out at night and tested out my poison bow on this breaded chicken. It indeed does do what the description says. I then started to beat these pals for no reason. I really can't justify what I was doing here. I was taking a look at the materials I needed to create the weapons of mass destruction and noticed that damn, just like in real life, it isn't that hard to obtain an automatic weapon. I crafted the Tanz's assault rifle and just look at that description. Mercilessly fire an assault rifle at nearby enemies. Lovely. I took out my monkey, ordered the fire command, and absolutely nothing happened. No assault rifle in sight. Very, very huge letdown. I rode my alpaca out into the wild and attacked these two deer just because I was mad that the monkey put in no work. I managed to capture one, but then got my life taken by the other. Now you'd think I'd be upset, but this was a blessing in disguise. Upon return to pick up my backpack, I spotted the Nightwing. I immediately attacked it with my poison bow, and my god, this bird hits hard. I had to focus up and hopped off my car to get some better mobility. It was all for nothing since in the end, it flew into me and snuffed me out. I went back to finish the fight, but no bird was in sight. I vowed that I would soon get my revenge. I switched out my alpaca for the dire wolf because I suspected I didn't look very intimidating riding a pink fluffy cute llama. I crafted a direwolf saddle, and now this was more my style. And it even ran faster. I saw the two deer again, and this time fought them with my wolf. Me and her were an unstoppable force. I mean, just look at this. It was no competition. I didn't just mop the floor with these two, I polished it right after. And as if it was written in the prophecy, I came across the Nightwing immediately after. My vision turned red. It was smoke on sight. He damaged my direwolf pretty badly in just one swoop, so I called it back and thought, hey, I might as well test out the armed monkey. I was losing mad health, so I ordered the monkey to shoot, and it shot. You hear those bullets? It's definitely shooting, just not at the bird. I took a blast to the face, nearly killing me, and somehow, out of pure luck, I managed to capture it using a megasphere. Barely even a scratch on me. As I explored other areas, I came across cool pals that I could not capture since I've ran out of pal spheres. This place seemed pretty cool, so I found a fast travel spot and went back home to create some more spheres. It's here where I said, are you fucking kidding me? I built my first iron pickaxe, which was great, but I still only had 5 stupid pal fluids. After all this, nothing. I haven't acquired a single one. I know I should just look it up at this point, but I'm just such a stubborn man. Like, I have to discover it myself, or else, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to look it up. I set myself on fire like a badass, and then crafted a metal axe. While I waited for that to get done, I went out to collect more poison glands to create more poison arrows, and then I came across a tombat. My god, I mean, come on, look at it. It looks pretty damn cool. It knocked down my direwolf, so I knew I had to have it. I wasted all the pal spheres I just made to get it, but no dice. It took a megasphere for me to capture it, which I don't think was a great use of it, but whatever. I was happy, and it was now mine. Always remember, it doesn't matter how you get rich, it only matters that you get rich. I sent out this daydream thinking it would light the way, but it did literally nothing. Actually shockingly useless. When I got back home, I noticed I could only make a whopping 5 arrows and an even more whopping 1 pal sphere. It's actually crazy. I have 2 chests full of so many items that I don't even need. I spent a good amount of time primarily at my base just gathering the resources I had around it. I made a metal spear, crafted a new chest, and then went to test out this spear. Oh yeah, now this was nice. I came across a chillet which got me super excited. Look at how big and awesome this thing looks. I sent out my tombat because I knew it was my heaviest hitter and went on the attack. Me and this tombat did superbly well, like to the point where I had to change him to stop attacking because I was afraid it would kill the chillet before I captured it. But ladies and gentlemen, this was finally my first boss kill and capture. This tombat was ridiculously overpowered and we were washing any pals we came across. And then the impossible happened. I just so happened to come across a pinglet, and when my tombat killed it, it dropped a pal fluid. Ejaculation couldn't bring me to the high euphoric feeling I felt when I saw that pal fluid symbol. Finally, after so much searching, I knew where to get them from. When I got home, that pal fluid was literally the only one I was missing to create the hot spring. From out of nowhere, a raid started and the thugs jogged up to my base just to immediately get defeated. This awesome looking pal came out of nowhere as well, which I tried to capture, but goddamn, I had no shot. It really dawned on me that I really should pay attention as to what commands I have my pals set to. I upgraded my base to level 8 and then created a medicine table in order to get my base to level 9. The progress was looking great, so I hopped onto my direwolf and set out once again to see what this new day brings. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you like what you saw, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.